I've gifted a book within the last year or so to some young folks, Think and Grow Rich. And as the thought kind of came to me before because I was listening to a podcast and I was really thinking about it. I was like, well, what kind of got me into real estate or what really shifted the mindset? So Think and Grow Rich is a powerful book, but I think you kind of got to be moving in that space already to really be able to capitalize off of Think and Grow Rich.
You won't be able to capture it if you're not in the space.
You get what I'm saying? And so in my mind, so then that's when I realized, like, I think I was gifting the wrong book because I should have been gifting Rich Dad Poor Dad, because that is the book. If you listen to just a lot of podcasts or just anyone who really thought real estate, at that point, that's really where that mindset was really shifted. That Rich Dad Poor Dad, and it was like, whoa, okay, so there's a different avenue. And so then you start to get curious and you start to look into it a little bit more. Whereas Think and Grow Rich, if there was nothing that really transitioned you to that point, like it really doesn't hit for you.
Well, people ask me about books all the time, like, what problem are you having?
Mm-hmm.
Like at this point, like, okay, let me open up my library.
Yeah.
And like what problem are you actually having?
Mm-hmm.
Because like I give people Think and Grow Rich. I don't really think about Rich Dad Poor Dad all that much, but I think it is like the number one paradigm shift.
It's the number one paradigm shift for people, no matter if you're going to real estate or just, whatever. It doesn't even have to be like opening up a business. I mean, you're talking about just the thought process on how things occur and literally seeing, evidence of, this side of the menu and that side of the menu.
Yeah.
And so I just had that deep thought yesterday and I was just like, damn, like all this time I'm giving out this book that really, it doesn't, I don't want to say it doesn't have that impact, but it doesn't have the impact based off of where you are at that moment. I think that Rich Dad Poor Dad is going to get that brain kind of turning a little bit. And then when you get that Think and Grow Rich, it's like, boom, like it amps it up.
I mean, just like people will think you're crazy if you tell me read Think and Grow Rich.
Yes. 100%.
But to me, it's like the number one book that every entrepreneur needs to read. Well, that and Outwitting the Devil First, Think and Grow Rich. Like if you read them as a pair, unmatched.
Because if you're thinking of like Henry Ford and like, no, y'all just go back in there and find me what is it? At the time it was like a V8 or
So Judge was pressing him,
mm-hmm.
saying, well, what's the answer to this? What's the answer to that? What's the answer to that? It's like, I can go press a button and have someone bring me the fucking answer.
Yeah.
What next? Like,
yeah.
Come on.
And people don't think about that. They're like, oh, you don't know this. You don't know that. You don't know this. And he's just like, why do I need to know all that? I got all these buttons right here. I'll push a button and I'll bring somebody in here that can tell you how much money we made, how much money we spent, who we paid. Like, I don't need to know that. Like, I just got to have a specialized knowledge on how to do this. I got to have a specialized knowledge on real estate and how a transaction works. I can push a button for somebody to come analyze this deal. I can push a button for someone to get that list and start calling that list. I can push a button for these people to start driving for dollars. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need to do that. Like, same thing with the podcast. Right? We got Jake. I don't need to know how to freaking live stream it or how to hook up the mic and angle a camera here or shoot a, you know what I mean? Like, why?
It takes up a lot of mind space too. Right?
It takes up a lot of mind space. Like, focus on what you are good at and then outsource, delegate the rest.